We are Mia and Massi. We live on this beautiful island called Sicily. Join us on our adventures around the island and making and eating local cuisine, on our villa D.I.Ys and on our simple, slow living. This is our Sicilian Dolce vita. Venite con noi. Okay, we've come to the Syracuse fish market, but it's not only a fish market.
Yeah, it's a general kind of market.
It's a general market. And the reason we've come here is because
we are going to find some Gorgonzola cheese and other little odds and bits that we need to make this dish.
White wine and some nice rice. Yeah. Let's go.
Hi everyone, back in the kitchen today. Oggi risotto alla gorgonzola e scalogno. Scalogno is shallots in English. Shallots. Gorgonzola is like a Roquefort cheese, Italian style. Beautiful. This is more of a northern dish. It is not really South Italy. So in places like Milano, Piemonte, they do this dish there. It is a very good dish, and I got this from a very good chef. His name is Colombo, and he's got a restaurant called Ratana. Very good. If you look up, you'll find him. He's very good. Right, let's get this on. Okay, first things first, we're going to do the shallots. So we're going to cook them off. We're going to get a little pot, which I'd call a pan. Everyone calls them a pot. It's a pan. And I'll get some olive oil. I'm going to put that in there. I'd say maybe 3 tablespoons full. So we got that oil in there. Let that warm up a little bit. Once that is warmed up, it doesn't have to be dead hot. So we'll let it warm up a bit. You get your shallots whole. Don't chop them up, whatever you do. You put them in there. And you let them start frying off a bit. Okay, you need to get a bit of color on them. As you can see, I'm going to be turning them quite often. I want them to get a bit of color. And then we go into the second stage. Right, so while I'm getting these a little bit golden brown on a not very high heat, I'll explain something to you. This rice here, cannaroli, it is one of the most exceptional rices you can find. Riso Scotti is a good make. Cannaroli, why is it so good? Because it absorbs a lot. And you need your rice to absorb as much liquid as possible to get all that flavor in. You want that to be the correct rice. You could use an arborio, but arborio tends to get a bit stodgy. This doesn't get as stodgy. So it absorbs and it doesn't leave off a lot of amido, starch.
Yeah.
Yeah, rice starch. Right, as you can see, we've got the shallots are getting nice and golden brown around all the sides. So now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn the heat off and I'm going to put some white wine in there. Right, so I've got maybe, I'm going to add a little bit more. I've got about a cup full of wine in there. So the wine is now going to boil the rest of those shallots in there and it's going to keep them nice and tender. So I'm going to get that going. I'm going to make sure it doesn't get dry. I'm going to let it cook for about half an hour. Right, don't forget to add salt, a little bit more salt, and lovely ground black pepper. Okay, here we got Maria's fancy mix. Okay, that's got all sage, thyme, basil, I think, rosemary. So there's all of the herbs from the garden. Maria's made this mix up. Oregano. And she's dried that out. I'm going to put some of that in there. So get that nice and flavored with that. Oh, that looks lovely already without even eating it. Okay, so now we're going on to the rice. The ingredients you need for the rice. And some people use oil to put on the rice. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to toast the rice dry. I'm not going to put any oil. I want the rice not to cook. I want it to let off all its cereal flavor. You'll smell it once you put the rice in a hot pan. You need some, I've already made some stock. I've got a stock cube. Put that in some hot water, get that ready. The quantity should be, every cup of rice you put 2 cups of water. For 2 people, I'd say it's not a massive mug. A cupful, a normal teacup, is enough for 1 portion. So that's the size of a cup I'm using. It's a normal teacup, as you would say, or a coffee cup. I'm going to do 2 cups of rice. There's 2 of us. So that's 1 in there. The pan is heating up at the moment. We get that nice and hot. So 2 normal cups of rice. Whoops, nearly dropped that. Let that get nice heated up. So I'm going to get myself a wooden spoon. And I'm going to just move that around. You want to move it around so you can get that nice odor of all the cereal rice coming out of the rice. So I'm not putting oil, remember, but you don't want to burn it. Be careful, some people do burn the rice. You don't want to do that. Okay, so when you're heating the rice up, you'll smell that cereal smell. It is beautiful, absolutely lovely smell. And that's when you know you're almost there. Oh, that smell is beautiful. Okay, so that's ready. I'm now going to go in with the stock that I've mixed up before. Very important to know, once your rice has got covered completely and you've got enough, you don't want to make it too much water. So you don't want to put too much water in there. You want to make sure that all the rice is covered completely. As you can see there, I've turned the heat down and I'm letting that cook off slowly.
Okay, Mas, one question.
Okay.
Like normally when you make a risotto, you add the stock cube slowly with the water, don't you?
This is going to be totally creamy. So the rice is going to become creamy. Once I add the Gorgonzola cheese in, once that's reduced down quite a bit, I'm going to put the Gorgonzola cheese in and it's going to absorb into the rice as it would if it was a liquid, but it's a cream. So Gorgonzola cheese is very creamy.
So that will melt probably
and
straight
it will
away.
melt itself into the
Okay.
rice and it will coat the rice completely.
Because normally, like when you make a risotto, you add the liquid in slowly.
Exactly, you're right, you're correct. Some people, when you're using meat or when you're using fish in your rice, you actually blanch your rice, you toast your rice with oil. I'm not doing that. I'm not coating the actual rice bean with oil. I'm leaving it, I'm releasing all the starch to come out the slow way. So I'm doing it the slow way like that.
Different way of doing it.
It's obviously when you're using cream, panna, it's okay to put wine to basically after you've cooked your rice off just with oil, you put wine in, and what that does, it flavors the rice. But I don't need to do that because the wine is going on top. I'll show you when I plate it up why I did that, and we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so a little trick I learned to keep your rice nice and fluffy. This I learned in Australia from a Chinese, I think it was a Chinese or Taiwanese chef that I worked with. Get some oven paper and just place that on top. And when it's slow cooking, it keeps the moisture trapped in there and the rice tends to absorb quicker. So to go a little bit faster, I'm going to do that. So I'm sure you saw that I just added another cup of water in. The only reason being because I want it to be extra creamy. The water that I put in is actually cold, so I'm giving it time to warm up. While that is doing that, I'm going to take 2 very heaped teaspoons of the Gorgonzola cheese.
Tablespoons, I reckon.
Tablespoons, yeah, sorry. I might just do 3. So 1, 2. Wow, that's lovely. And let me get that last one in there. Okay, I'm going to add a tiny bit of salt. Obviously, some people like it saltier than others. And I'm going to start mixing it in very slowly. So the water that I put in there is going to add to the creaminess. Some of the Gorgonzola cheese will not melt. They are the nicer part of the Gorgonzola cheese. If you come closer, you can see how that Gorgonzola is turning all that liquid into a creamy sauce. Look at that. Lovely. So you want to mix that all in, and your rice is going to take another 4 minutes, 3 minutes to cook. So I'm doing that on a very low heat, as I said before, and I'm mixing it around very gently. I might actually add some more Gorgonzola cheese because I like it.
So Massi, was the Gorgonzola sweet or picante? Because there's two types of Gorgonzola, isn't there? There's that really quite how would you describe it?
Well, that's up to preference. Some people like it when they say picante. Obviously, it's got like a little bit of a bite to it. It is a lot stronger. The flavor is stronger, and it is normally a red label. The blue label, which is the one we got here, is the dolce. So it's the sweeter rather than the hotter.
Yeah, so this,
they call
it sweeter, which is really nice actually. It's just the right amount of...
I like all types of Gorgonzola, to be honest, because Gorgonzola is one of my favorite cheeses.
Yeah.
Very versatile, you can do a lot with it. And just to eat it on its own, it's lovely with a bit of bread. So I'm going to give that a taste. I'm going to turn it off once I've satisfied that it's all mixed in. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to let it rest for about 5 minutes, just so it can finish the amount of liquid that it's absorbing. That rice looks very nicely coated with that Gorgonzola cheese. So let me just taste quickly to see if I like the amount of salt. Very nice. That needs about 10 minutes to rest. I'm going to just turn that totally off and I'm going to put a lid on. Right, now comes the exciting part, the dishing up and eating or tasting or whatever. So as you can see, the humidity in there was quite high, which is good. Keeps the rice creamy. Oh, look at that. That's so creamy. Look at that. Beautiful. So we get that rice into the center of the plate. Lovely jubbly. Okay, now for the scallions. The scallions. They are shallots, not scallions. Get it right, Massimo. You can take those and you plonk them on the top there.
Oh, wow.
It's a nice, saucy. Get that on top. Yeah.
Wow, that looks so good.
Okay, it's time to try it out.
Can't wait.
Lovely. Oh, the scallions, the shallots scallion. The shallots are lovely. Wow.
Delicate.
Nice. Very nice. I like the cream.
Very sophisticated. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely beautiful.
Lovely.
So nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef Colombo.
Thank you, Massimo. Wonderful.
Nice.
I am off to meet Karen this evening. It's Sunday evening. We're going to go maybe for an aperitivo or even a pizza. We'll see how the evening evolves. But anyway, I'm going to go pick her up now and we're going to get this much needed aperitivo. Never noticed this church before. Beautiful. I think we're going to stop off here. It looks like a really nice place to get an aperitivo.
Questo di qua viene fatto contro dry, asciutto, secco.
Dry.
Sì.
We're making our way up and we're going to have some drinks up above. Oh, I love the lanterns, yeah. Stunning. Look at them. Let's go up for aperitivo. Gorgeous. So this is what they've done. It's really cute. Little tables. And you've got a stunning view.
Ora, questo di qua è il Moncada.
Quello è mio.
Eccolo.
Grazie.
Questo invece col vulcano.
Oh no, it's the other way around. Yeah, yeah. Grazie. Very nice. This is stressful. Yeah, exactly. So many things happen I didn't expect. But as we say, you've got a nice little tray. Isola Asteria had an amazing view. It was really unique. I've never been to a place like this, and the gin was local and it was great. I would highly recommend this place, but to bear in mind that it is one of the most expensive bars out there. We did then eventually go for our pizza and it was amazing. The next day, Massi and I decided to go to the beach. It was our day off and we went to San Lorenzo.
Grazie mille, buona giornata. Buon divertimento.
Buono.
Arancina o arancino?
Arancino.
Arancino, siamo in...
Di Catania?
Ah, Catania.
Siracusa,
Da,
bravo.
no,
Saragossa.
E lo si dava sciaccato.
Bravo.
6 euro.
looks like we're getting a bit of a thunderstorm coming, which is really nice actually. I wanted to show you the color of this sea. It's divine. Massi was saying that there's about 3 or 4 different colors just going all the way back. Beautiful. That's our little area over here. It's very nice. Not a lot of people around. It's the afternoon. People go home for their siestas, for their riposino, and that's the time we like to come. And then when everybody comes back, we go home. We just brought along some nice cold coffee. Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. We are going to be braving it here with this huge thunderstorm that is on its way. It's very exciting. I said to Massi, I'm going to go in the sea as soon as it rains.
Yeah, just watch you don't get your bum shocked by some lightning bolt that fall out of the sky.
Very descriptive. I didn't swim in the rain after all because it didn't rain while we were at the beach, but it did when we went home. Ciao everybody e alla prossima!